So you guys all remember that I mentioned I was thinking about trying the Olaplex treatment for the first time? Well, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my experience as well as talking you guys through my thoughts on the whole process. I'll also be trying a few new products today that were sent to me by TreasureTress, so make sure that you guys stay tuned so you don't miss out on any of that. Alright guys, I'd say it's about time we got into this video. So at the point in my last video when I mentioned I wanted to try out the Olaplex treatment, I had already actually ordered that one. But then a number of you mentioned in the comments that you had tried some other numbers, and you also recommended that I try them too because they had really great results for you. So I decided I would go searching for those other numbers. However, I wasn't really able to find numbers 1 and 2 because I think maybe they're only available for stylists. But I did discover that the Olaplex brand had recently released a new product, and that was the number 0 product, and that this new product was supposed to be used in conjunction with the number 3. So instead of just trying out the number 3 treatment, I ordered the number 0 so that I could try the two together. So following the instructions on the bottles are pretty straightforward. Here you'll see me sectioning my hair into 4 so that I can make sure I work the product through as evenly as possible. My hair is also 1 week post-wash at this point, so I did have a bit of product in it, but the instructions did say to use on dry hair, so I figured it wouldn't really make too much of a difference in terms of how the product would take to my hair. Once I'd managed to apply the number 0 in entirety to my whole head, I then simply let it sit for about 10 more minutes before going in with the number 3. I applied that over each section just as I had done with the number 0 without first rinsing it out, again as per the instructions. Now I'm not going to lie here, at this point I decided to use my own discretion in determining how long I left the number 3 on, and that's simply because I felt like the two bottles gave different instructions. The number 0 bottle said that you should leave on the number 3 for 10 minutes after using the number 0, whilst the number 3 said that you should leave it on for a minimum of 10 minutes. And given what we know about how this particular ingredient has been formulated, such that it's not likely to build up on itself like protein well, I figured it wouldn't really do much harm to leave it on for a little bit longer than 10 minutes. So I left it on for an hour. So you guys will already know that I use the As I Am cleansing pudding as one of my staple sulfate-free cleansers, and I decided to use the sulfate-free one today as opposed to the TreasureMade 2-in-1 just because I wasn't sure how drying the treatment was going to be, and I didn't want to take that risk of using something that might dry out my hair a little bit too much. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the team at TreasureTress had been so kind as to send me their October box for Black History Month, so I figured this would be a good opportunity for me to see if I could try out any of the products in the box. Now, as you guys can see, these products came in a really well packaged box, as well as a little booklet containing all the product picks for the month. Now, it didn't really take long for me to realize that all of these products were from Pantene, so I'm assuming that Pantene was sponsoring this particular box. Now, I've never tried Pantene products on my own hair before. I have used them on my wigs and extensions, but I've never tried them on my own hair, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of just assumed that Pantene didn't formulate products for people with afro-textured hair. So this is gonna be interesting. Nonetheless, I decided that of all the products, it probably would make sense for me to start with the mask and see how that goes. So the two that came in the box were the Deep Moisture Mask as well as a Deep Repair Mask. And as you can see, they both came in this really nifty pack that contained a bit of product as well as a shower cap for you to put over your head when you're conditioning with the product in. Now, if you're anything like me and expected that big part of the pouch to be the hair conditioner and then the shower cap to be in the little pouch, then much like myself, you will be sorely mistaken. That big old pouch was actually the shower cap, and then that little tiny slither at the bottom, yeah, that was the hair mask. But you know what? No harm, no foul. There were two of them, so I just figured I would mix the two together and combine it with my hydration elation so that there would be enough to make up the difference. Now, there was one thing I felt that was important to point out to you guys. A lesson in careless advertising, if you will. So you guys remember that the masks were marketed as two completely different products that were supposed to be doing two completely different things. But then having a look through the ingredients list, I quickly realized that both of these masks had the exact same ingredients. And by the exact same ingredients, I mean identical ingredients lists. Same ingredients, same order, same formulation. And that is exactly why we can't just be out here buying products solely on the basis of what the marketers say on the front of the product. You have to, at the very least, skim through the ingredients list to make sure that it's actually something that you need for your hair. And also just to make sure that what they're saying it is on the front is actually what it is. Because guess what? We're done with being bamboozled. I don't even have the words. How still in this day and age we are marketing products with the exact same ingredients as two completely different things. I'm not surprised. I'm sad that I'm not surprised, But I'm also quite disappointed because Pantene is probably one of the bigger or biggest hair care brands, especially in the UK, probably even in the world. And so this is really irresponsible. If it was oversight, then I can understand that. But there's something that tells me that this has nothing to do with oversight. Stop, okay? In terms of performance, all in all, it actually worked out fine, especially in conjunction with my hydration elation. It left my hair feeling soft and moisturized as usual. So I don't really have anything bad to say there, although I'm not really sure how much I can judge the Pantene products on their own because I did end up having to mix them with the hydration elation. Now, in terms of whether a monthly hair care subscription box is for me, I would say no, simply because I'm somebody who is very intentional about the products that I buy, and I will only buy products specifically for the purpose that they serve and the needs that they meet for my specific hair type. And obviously, being a random hair care discovery box that I'm not exactly sure what's going to be in it, that's going to make it very hard or near impossible for me to be able to select the products that I need, especially when you consider that I'm not the one picking these products for myself. That being said, if you are someone that has already gotten your regimen and your products on lock and you're just trying to find new products to use or see if there's anything else that you can use that can replace what you already have, and you're the kind of person that likes to try out a whole bunch of new products, then I would definitely say that this might be a good option for you. Okay, before we get into my final thoughts on the Olaplex treatment, how exactly it affected my hair, if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my future uploads. Okay, let's really get into my thoughts about this Olaplex treatment as well as how it affected my hair. You know how we do it on this channel. The first thing we're going to talk about are the ingredients. Now, of course, you guys know the main active ingredient in both of these products is the bis-aminopropyl diglycol demaleate. Now, up until recently, the take-home product with the highest undiluted concentration of this ingredient was the No. 3 Hair Perfector. But now, with the introduction of the No. 0, you can get a stronger, more potent treatment out of using the two in combination. The reason I say this is because in the No. 0, the active ingredient is 1 of 4 total, and those 3 remaining are 1, the water that's needed to dissolve the active ingredient in, and the other 2 are preservatives. So really, this No. 0 product is almost entirely the active ingredient. A good thing to note here is the fact that both of these products are entirely free of all the ingredients that you guys love to hate. So the sulfates, the silicones, and the parabens, which makes it compatible and palatable for a lot of people with a whole bunch of different hair types. Now, the great part about the No. 3, in addition to the No. 0, is the fact that it contains a good amount of moisturizing ingredients coupled with a good amount of conditioning ingredients. And these ingredients would provide extra nourishment to the hair that you would get in addition to the benefits that you'd be getting from the main active ingredient itself. And also, as you guys can imagine already, it's these ingredients that make the No. 3 a lot thicker than the No. 0. Which brings me on to my next set of observations, and that is consistency. As you guys could see, the No. 0 is basically the consistency of water. And judging by what we know about the ingredients list, this isn't really surprising. However, you can tell that Olaplex did pay some attention to product design when they made the decision to put the No. 0 in an applicator bottle, especially because the hole in the applicator nozzle was really quite tiny. So it prevented a lot of the product from coming out too much at once. If anything, it took quite a long time to get an entire section saturated with this product just because of how little it was coming out. But hey, at least it means that you wouldn't be wasting an unnecessary amount of this product during the application process. Now, on the flip side, the No. 3 was a lot creamier and more viscous in consistency than the No. 0. And as I'm sure you guys can already imagine, the addition of these extra moisturizing and conditioning ingredients really came together to give a decent amount of slip to this product, which made it a lot easier during the application process in terms of spreadability. And y'all know I'm never gonna be mad at a bit of slip. Never. And finally, let's talk about the results, because I know all this is well and good, but how exactly did this treatment affect my hair? The first thing I noticed was improved strength and elasticity. Now, when I say that my hair felt stronger and had improved elasticity, I'm not saying this on the basis of just a general feeling. You guys will see me here taking actual strands of my hair and tugging them and pulling them apart and together to see whether they would be able to stretch a good amount and bounce back without snapping. And given that it had been about 8 weeks since my last protein treatment, the fact that my hair was able to do this was a really notable improvement as a result of this treatment. A miracle, really. Now, the second thing I noticed was improved moisture retention. From the moment I finished my wash day up until now, my hair has not gotten dry once. Now, this is not to say that my hair did not dry at all. It's not like I've been walking around with damp hair for an entire week. But even though my hair has dried, it has remained notably softer, notably more supple. And the biggest testament to this is the fact that I have not had to reapply any product to my hair at all. And for context, for those of you who are new to this channel, I have pretty high porosity hair. And even with my discovery of the plant gel moisturizing method, I was able to reduce my product reapplication to once a week. So the fact that I haven't had to reapply product at all, not once this week, is this what you guys in Low Porosity Gang enjoy? Now, the third and final major thing that I noticed about the effect of this treatment on my hair was significantly less breakage. You guys, let me just say this now. If you have been using the Olaplex treatment and you haven't been recommending it to everyone that you know that has hair, then you really need to ask God for forgiveness. Because jokes aside, I'm not even playing with you guys. Look at me. I'm not even playing. This stuff has actually changed my hair care game. And this is the reason why I say that, so that you know I'm not just saying this to speak in hyperbole for hyperbole's sake. Over the years, trying to retain long-ish high porosity hair has not necessarily been the easiest thing without having to take extra care and extra precaution to preventing dryness, brittleness, and breakage at my ends. I'd actually gotten so used to seeing these little bits of breakage falling off my ends during my weekly wash days that I genuinely started to expect them and just accepted them as part of life. Now, I had recently been thinking about the possibility of trying to grow out my hair a little more. With these little bits of breakage that I would experience every so often, I had already come to terms with the fact that trying to retain any more length would be an uphill battle without me having to chop off a significant amount of hair. Contrast to this wash day, where during the entire wash day from start to finish, and most notably when I was detangling, not only did I notice that my hair was smoother and easier to manipulate, but I also noticed that I lost a ridiculously low amount of broken hairs. I think it was something ridiculous, like 15 broken hairs in total. Shed hairs, yes, I still lost the same amount of shed hairs, but that's normal. I wasn't really expecting to lose any less shed hairs. But broken hairs? Never in my life have I ever lost that little amount of broken hairs. Now, I also wanted to test out whether this effect would be something that would just disappear after my wash day is done. And so I waited a whole week and then I detangled again with only a light coating of water and a little bit of leave-in conditioner before I then went in with my brush. And you know what? I don't have the words. So what I did was I saved my brush exactly as it looked after detangling my hair 8 days post-treatment to show you guys how little broken hairs I lost. Do you guys see this? This is my entire brush. So this hair right here, that's a shed hair because that's a long one. But then all the other ones, you can literally count how many short broken hairs I lost from detangling my whole head. Needless to say, this has huge implications when it comes to length retention. So if you're somebody who has been experiencing or struggling with breakage and you've been trying to retain more length, I would definitely say this is a product that you seriously want to consider adding to your arsenal. Okay, now finally, would I buy this again? 1000% yes, I would buy this product again. However, this combo did cost me about £50 to acquire, and I did end up using about half of each bottle. So yeah, it's about £25 per Olaplex treatment. I think it's safe to say that I won't be using this treatment every week. That being said, if any of you guys have the hookup on where to get the salon sizes of these two products, then I would really appreciate it if you could help a sister out and pop that in the comments. We need economies of scale at this point, because clearly I don't have weekly Olaplex money, okay? Realistically speaking, I think I'll aim for a treatment about every 2 to 3 weeks. And then I also considered getting the Olaplex leave-in treatment to mix in with my current leave-in as a way to tide me over in between my big treatments. Anyway guys, that's everything from me in this video. I really hope that this video has helped you guys. If you've been thinking about trying the number 0, maybe you tried the number 3 before and you're wondering whether the number 0 in conjunction with the number 3 was a good option, then I really hope that this actually helped you in your decision making process. And if you haven't tried the Olaplex brand at all, what are you still doing? Help me help you. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Mwah.